The first scream cut through the parking garage like a siren. "Daddy, please stop them." It wasn't loud, but it carried Edith in, desperate, and sharp enough to freeze every thought in Daniel Carter's head. He had been mopping the concrete floor after a long night shift, the smell of bleach still clinging to his hands, when he saw his daughter Emma pressed against the cold pillar, 3 men closing in like shadows with faces. Daniel didn't look like much. At 36, he wore a janitor's uniform 2 sizes too big, shoulders slumped from years of lifting trash bags and swallowing pride. He was a single dad, raising a 9-year-old girl on late shifts and early mornings, doing everything he could to keep her world small and safe. But that night, the world rushed in all at once. The men laughed when Daniel stepped forward. One of them sneered, another cracked his knuckles, and the third reached for Emma's backpack. Something old and buried woke up inside Daniela, something trained, disciplined, and dangerous. He dropped the mop. The first man never saw the elbow coming. Daniel moved fast, faster than anyone expected, twisting the man's wrist and driving him into the concrete with a sharp, controlled force. The second swung wildly, but Daniel slipped under it, using the man's own momentum to slam him against a parked car. Metal rang out, and the laughter died. The third tried to run. Daniel caught him in 3 steps. It was over in seconds. No shouting, no unnecessary blows, just clean, efficient movement of the kind that came from muscle memory, not anger. Emma stood frozen, eyes wide, as Daniel pulled her into his arms, his hands shaking only after it was done. "It's okay," he whispered, though his heart was pounding like it wanted to escape his chest. "I've got you. I always do." Police lights painted the garage red and blue not long after. Statements were taken. Questions were asked. Daniel answered simply, calmly, leaving out the parts no one thought to ask about. By sunrise, he was back in his small apartment, making Emma pancakes like it was any other morning. Then the knocking started. At exactly 8 a.m., a low rumble rolled through the street outside. Daniel pulled back the curtain and felt his breath catch. A black motorcade stretched down the block. SUVs, unmarked vehicles, men in suits standing perfectly still. Neighbors peeked from windows. Emma tugged at his sleeve. "Dad, you broken bar, are we in trouble?" Before he could answer, a knock came at the door, firm, respectful. When Daniel opened it, a man with silver hair and a quiet authority met his eyes. "Mr. Carter," he said, offering a small nod. "Thank you for opening the door. We've been looking for you." "For what?" Daniel asked carefully. The man smiled. "For protecting what matters." Inside, over untouched coffee, the truth finally surfaced. Daniel hadn't always been a janitor. Years ago, he'd served in a unit so quiet it barely existed on paper. He left when Emma was born, choosing scrapped floors over classified missions, anonymity over danger. But last night hadn't gone unnoticed. One of the men he stopped had ties to something bigger, something uglier, and Daniel's actions had saved more than just his daughter.